Her Royal Highness Princess Eugenie of York and Mr. Jack Brooksbank celebrate their 4th wedding anniversary. When? On Friday the 12th of October 2018, ITV's This Morning, the Royal Family social media channels and the Duke of York's social media channels all showcased the wedding of Her Royal Highness Princess Eugenie of York, currently 11th in line to the British throne, and Mr. Jack Brooksbank. There was an average audience of 3 million people who tuned into ITV just to see the wedding, the channel's best rating since the wedding of His Royal Highness William, Prince of Wales, and Her Royal Highness Catherine, Princess of Wales. At 11 a.m, Her Royal Highness Princess Eugenie Victoria Helena of York and her boyfriend of 7 years, Jack Christopher Stamp Brooksbank, were officially announced as married. Where? The wedding of these two lovebirds was at St. George's Chapel, Windsor, Berkshire, England, which is a reasonably large-sized chapel just a short 6-minute walk from Windsor Castle. The building is 72 metres, 236 feet long, which makes it apparently look like a cathedral, not a chapel. St. George's Chapel is 511 years old, meaning that it was built in 1511. Other famous royals to tie the knot here were His Royal Highness Edward, Earl of Wessex, youngest child of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, and His Royal Highness Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, and Sophie, Countess of Wessex, in 1999. Peter Phillips, oldest child of Her Royal Highness and the Princess Royal, and Captain Mark Phillips, and Orson Kelly in 2008. And finally, Harry, Duke of Sussex, youngest child of His Majesty King Charles III and Diana, Princess of Wales, and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, in the May of 2018. Mr. and Mrs. Brooksbank added both their names onto that list in the October of 2018. Who? 800 specially invited guests were in attendance at the nuptials of the pair. This invitation included views of the wedding itself, the festival-themed bash, and, most importantly, a reserved slice of the 5-tier wedding cake. Obviously, naming 800 different people is near impossible, so here were some of the royal family members in attendance. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II and His Royal Highness Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, the bride's grandparents, His Royal Highness William, Prince of Wales, and Her Royal Highness Catherine, Princess of Wales, the bride's cousins. Also, Harry, Duke of Sussex, and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, the bride's other cousins. Following in Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's footsteps, Princess Eugenie and Jack Brooksbank invited 1,200 members of the British public to Windsor Castle just to see the first kiss of this fairy tale romance. How Part 1. Exactly 4 years ago, we witnessed an approximately 1-hour wedding ceremony. However, a few questions may still bounce around in your head. How did this event, which 3 million people watched on television, actually happen? But I will also dive deeper and tell you how much did it cost and who paid the price. Answer number 1. How did this autumn wedding take place? This relationship between a young 20-year-old princess and an innocent bartender started at a Swiss ski resort town called Verbier. Eugenie described their first meeting as love at first sight. Sounds so simple, considering you are meeting one of the most famous people in the world's grandchild. The duo attended their first Royal Ascot together in 2011. Then, despite long distance, they continued to date. January 2018 was the month that Brooksbank decided to drop down on one knee and pop the question. How Part 2. Answer number 2. How much did the 2-day event cost? It is estimated that the full ceremonies cost £2.7 million, which is the equivalent of $2,993,355 Answer number 3. Who paid for the whole wedding? From the bride's dress to the venue, weddings can be stressful. especially when it comes to the big question, who is paying the astonishingly big bill? Thankfully for soon-to-be royal couples, whatever venue their big day is at, it will always come completely free. But jewellery, outfits, food and other things that make up a wedding are still to pay for. I have news that the royal family used the money from the sovereign grant worth £82 million to cover all the expenses. What Part 1? These What pages are to hopefully share a few facts about the second royal wedding of 2018 that you might not have known. Fact number 1. Her Royal Highness Princess Eugenie of York's wedding dress was made by Peter Pilotto. The team and her opted for a wedding dress that intentionally revealed a long-time scoliosis scar on her back. Fact number 2. The whole event reflected Princess Eugenie's views on being sustainable by keeping it plastic-free. Fact number 3. It became the first ever royal event to become plastic-free. What Part 2? Fact number 4. His Royal Highness Prince George of Wales, at the time Cambridge, and Her Royal Highness Princess Charlotte of Wales, at the time Cambridge, were page boy and bridesmaid. Fact number 5. Her Majesty Camilla Queen Consort, known then as the Duchess of Cornwall, did not attend due to a day of duties in Scotland. A special thanks to and for all making this book possible. The end. Thanks for reading. Happy 4th wedding anniversary, Your Royal Highness Princess Eugenie of York and Mr. Jack Brooksbank.